Hey, what's happening? Jeff here with Word for Today. Today's word that's coming to me is for you if you have been wondering about this, which is how to seek the Lord. You're wanting to know how to seek God. What does that really mean? If that sounds of interest to you, then this word probably is for you. If it's not, then no problem. But I still think you'll find some helpful tips for you in how to seek the Lord, how to be a seeker of God. But it's a good word, because the Bible does say to seek the Lord while he may be found, right? We know also that other famous verse, 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people were called by my name would humble themselves, pray, seek my face, turn from the wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal the land. So seeking is a great thing, something we should be trying to do. But what I find is the hard part is getting myself adjusted properly so that I can seek him. Like, for example, we can be at a place in our lives where we've got a lot of angst, we've got a lot of nervousness, we've got a lot of, problems, Thinking about the story of Mary and Martha is also something that's coming to my mind right now. In the Gospel of John, Jesus came to visit two of his favorite, if he had favorites, people that followed him, Mary and Martha. Now, the problem is, Martha was kind of like that administrative person that's always making sure that the meal is made and, the bathroom's cleaned, the vacuuming all the floors, the rooms, making sure that everything is ready, preparing everything. But Mary was often the one that just wanted to be with Jesus. And sometimes the Mary people drive me nuts because they seem over spiritual, and often I'm the one that's more the Martha person. So I can relate to that a lot. I've had to change some things about myself to be more like Mary, to be more of a seeker of God. And I think this is going to make sense just by a story, okay? We've all been, this is a story that we're all familiar with. We all have done this many times, I think. But if you own a car or any keys of any kind or ever have, if you've ever lost your keys or misplaced them, even for a half hour, you've been through this to where, suddenly everything changes. We can't get to work. We can't get to our destination. And there's only one thing that we're going to be looking for, and that's where in the world are my keys, right? They say that the human brain, we can only seek one thing at a time. You can't seek two different things. If you've ever been through that where your keys are gone, they're lost, and you got to find your keys right now, and you're not going to be doing anything else till you find those keys. That's that single-minded seeking that we see talked about in the Bible. You can look at a lot of things. You can have a lot of things that have your attention. Unfortunately, the flesh can obviously do some things that the flesh wants and be distracted for some reason. But if you're going to seek God, you can't be distracted, right? So unfortunately, that makes it a little bit harder for us. That's why a lot of people don't really seek God. They tell people they pray. Maybe they think they pray, but the truth is you can't really get to that place of seeking until that's the only thing you're looking for and it's the only thing you're wanting. And that is the work. I have been through times in my life where it took me weeks and maybe longer to get into a place where I could seek God and find him that day. You know what I mean? Some of you have never sought God in your whole life. You don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you're a Christian, and you can become one anytime you want to, just giving Christ your life, to give him over the control of your life, ask him to come in and change you and literally live inside of you. The Bible is full of commands to let Christ dwell in us richly. Or, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, not I, but Christ lives in me. All right, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you. So that's really your first step. Make sure that Christ is in you. Make sure that you are following him. He is what you want. Because when we don't have, what happens there is then we start to get what the Bible calls the fruit of the Spirit. love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, self-control. And we get a hunger. We get a hunger for God that, when we're not saved, we don't have. I never did. I mean, before I gave my life to Christ, I only wanted to please my flesh. And I was kind of a mean guy. Ask all my friends from back then. So this new Jeff, people didn't recognize. I don't recognize to this day sometimes. Thank God. But that's Christ in me. All that to say, if you've never sought God once, make sure that you've figured that out. Make sure that you've got Christ inside of you. You can't do this power on your own. You need him inside to do this. Christ knows how to pray. We may not. Christ knows how to do it. He can give us his compassion. He can do a lot of things. But we still need to get to that point where we're willing to do our part. So get to that point where you can seek him and there's no other thing you're seeking. And then if you can do that, you actually will find him. You actually will have a breakthrough. You'll have a great prayer time. You'll praise him. You'll experience his presence. And once we experience his presence, we realize this is really a cool thing here. It's not just a thing. It's Christian life. It's life the way life was meant to be lived. The human being was not made to live apart from God in union with a man and woman. That was broken in the Garden of Eden, and through Christ we can rebuild that back again. So, anyways, there you go. I think that's the words are sufficient for now. Hope that encourages you. Hope that helps you learn how to seek God, be a true seeker of God. And remember, you can only seek one thing, so make sure that's not riches or promotion or a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. As good as those things can be, that doesn't mean they're wrong necessarily, right? It just means, and people have asked me, if I seek God, that means I can't want anything else, right? And I'm like, no. You can want a lot of things. As long as you're seeking God, you'll find room to, look for temporarily everything else in life that comes along and it fits in its proper place. All right. God bless you guys. Till next time, this is Jeff. Word for today. God bless you.